Alrighty, we are live. Appreciate you guys tuning into another Knicks Nation post-game show. Shout out to you guys that were tuning in on the live stream during the game. I'm going to start doing those more vertical style. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to everyone in the Discord. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the members as well. Well, this one was a big, fat... Big Task, what's going on? Grilled Mouth, Daniel, Dis Rover, what's going on? Always appreciate the support. There are not too many games that the Knicks captain, Jalen Brunson, plays bad in, right? There's not too many games where I've come on here and we've come on here and you guys have voiced your frustration in the chat that Jalen Brunson played terrible. And I genuinely thought Jalen Brunson played terrible tonight. Terrible. This was a really bad Jalen Brunson game for the New York Knicks. Like, really bad Jalen Brunson game for the New York Knicks. If he simply makes a couple of those shots, we're talking about a different game. I'm sure he's going to wear it in the postgame. I'm sure he's going to wear it. But it's nights like tonight where I would have loved him to just take a step back and realize, like, it is not my night. Like, it is not my night. My Villanova boy in Mikal Bridges is having an incredible basketball game. Dude literally can't miss. Mikal was absolutely incredible tonight. And he has been playing like an all-star for the New York Knicks. All-star. And it's time he starts to get some damn recognition, and I'm sure he will after tonight's game. It sucks that we lost. But there was a sequence there in the last 2 minutes of the basketball game where Jalen Brunson forced a couple of shots. And I'm sitting here like, why? Like, Mikal Bridges is he's literally NBA Jam, ball on fire, flames on the basketball. Mikal Bridges can't miss. Mikal literally can't miss. And I have Jalen Brunson in the final 2 minutes taking two forced shots when they had him in clamps all night. I mean, give credit to Boston. I hate to do it. Knicks were down 18 again, climbed all the way back. And it just sucks because the winning streak is over. You lose to Boston. You're 13-7 on the season. You got a couple of winnable games coming up here, but I was really hoping the Knicks would put together a nice stretch here. And, unfortunately, tonight was just a stinker from their captain, right? A stinker from their captain. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat once again. Thank you again for the support. Let me just zoom out of this thing. Smash the like button. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. All the good stuff. Cozy Mix says, I was screaming to pass it to Mikal Bridges. All of us were too. Chris Gotti says, Knicks made that run with Kolek on the floor. Yeah, Kolek on the floor in the second half. And Clarkson was out there too, but Mikal was awesome with Cat out there. Say Quizzy, haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well. Says, we suck on the road. I wish they gave number 25 the ball more. Castro brings up a good point. JB needs to realize when Bridges or whoever is having a good game. And that's what defines a great point guard. Look, Jalen Brunson is a great point guard. I'm not denying that. But this was probably one of his worst games that we've seen in a while. And I say that, and he still was able to give you 11 assists. But still, you want more out of your captain. 15 and 11, super inefficient night for Jalen Brunson. Super inefficient. When you don't have it, you don't have it. When it's not your night, it's not your night. You got to realize that, bro. You got to realize that, look, it's not my night. Mikal Bridges, 8 of 12 from 3, guys. 8 of 12 from 3 for Mikal Bridges. He couldn't miss. 8 of 12 from 3. It's nights like tonight where I would like the Knicks to realize, like, okay, who has the hot hand? Recognize who has the hot hand and keep feeding him the goddamn basketball. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. Mikal had the hot hand. Cat was doing a little bit of Cat stuff in the fourth quarter. Second quarter was a bad quarter for Karl-Anthony Towns, but he finishes with 29 and efficient, right? He hits a big three in the fourth quarter. Mikal with a big 4-point play there, and you're sitting there like, oh man, this is turning here. Knicks down 18 in Boston. Hey, now where have we seen this song and dance before? They've come back in Boston. Like, we're comeback kings. I wasn't worried about that. But I just thought in that fourth quarter, 2 minutes, a little bit of hero ball from Jalen Brunson. And to start this game, Knicks were rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks were hot again. They go up big again. Deuce McBride again in the first quarter. And the crazy thing is, McBride, 6 shots tonight, and I think 5 of them came in the first quarter, or 4 of them. Like, the way the offense is right now, it's kind of like hot or cold. Like, sometimes you get this big quarter, and then the Knicks just, sometimes they lull you to sleep, and they just don't know how to pass the ball, and they're doing offensive fouls and dumb stuff, and the dumb shenanigans. You had the Cat second quarter where he was just, really bad for the team in the second quarter. And it's become a problem now. The last couple of games, the second quarter has been an issue because first quarter, the Knicks were really dominant in both sides of the ball. They were offensively, they were clicking, they were connected offensively and as a team. Second quarter comes around, you have Cat out there with Clarkston and with Tyler Kolek, and it just unraveled. It just unraveled from that point. And look, I know they climbed back, but you had the Cat offensive foul. He's not getting back on defense. You have Mikal screaming at him on the bench. And that's the maddening thing with Karl-Anthony Towns. But it just unraveled from that point. And then the third quarter was more of the Celtics. Fourth quarter, the Knicks came back, made the big run. But, Clarkson was missing his shots tonight. Yabusele, I thought, had a pretty bad game. Mitchell Robinson, they did the hack of Mitch. They got nothing from the bench. Nothing. And, when you get nothing from the bench and when you don't realize that Mikal Bridges has a hot hand, and let me feed that guy. Let me feed the hot hand. How about that? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's feed Mikal Bridges the ball. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff. We're just getting started here on the Knicks Nation post-game show. Hit some of your comments. Brown needs to also tell the team to get Bridges the ball. As a coach, you have to do that. Yes, I would like to see that more. And he did when it was like too late at the end. Like, Mikal literally was NBA Jam flamethrower, man. He could not miss. And that's what lost the game. Brunson forced it a little bit. I mean, I shouldn't say a little bit. Just a bad fourth for Jalen Brunson. And uncharacteristic from him because you would think he would kind of flip a switch and turn it on. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, But Mikal has just been incredible. All-Star year, Mikal Bridges has been here. And notice how they put Mikal on Jaylen Brown at the end of the game. He wasn't really guarding Jaylen Brown throughout the game, probably to save energy and, this way he's not exerting himself on the defensive end, but made that switch at the end of the game. Brown absolutely killed the New York Knicks. And like Grilled Mouth said, the offense was way too streaky tonight for the New York Knicks. Defensively, leaving guys wide open. So, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. That one play from Cat to Hart was nice. They need to do that more often. Yeah. Size 9 says, what did Yabu do to have a bad game? I just thought it was a bad game from the bench, Size 9. He did make an aggressive play to the basket, and he finally got fouled and went to the free throw line. But, he's been on the rise. He's been on the trend. Like, he's been on the graph. He's been playing really well for this team lately to compare it to what he has been. But I just thought from the bench it was a bad game from all of them. So, Size 9 says, where was Mitch? Yeah. Once they did the hack and Mitch, I would have liked to see Mitchell Robinson more because of the crashing of the glass from the Celtics. The Knicks just couldn't box out tonight, and that was a problem. The Celtics beat the Knicks at their own game. They couldn't box out. They, were crashing the boards. They were grabbing offensive rebounds. The Boston Celtics were the second chance opportunity. Jordan Walsh was killing the Knicks on the offensive boards. And the funny thing is, they didn't even have like a lot of offensive boards. It was just more of like the deflections, the tips, the extra effort plays. They had 11, and they matched the Knicks offensive boards with 11. So, S. Crew says multiple times Bridges was open instead of Brunson. Yeah. Loud and Clear, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Loud and Clear, appreciate the members in here. El Figgy says, what's up, Knicks Nation? One of those games, guys. When Mikal Bridges is hot, it sucks that the New York Knicks wasted a performance like this. It sucks. Chris Gotti, what's going on? Jerome says we gave up 120 on the road too consistently. Yeah. And look, the Knicks on the road, they're 3-6 on the road. We can't win on the road all of a sudden. I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea what the problem is. They can't win on the road. But Mikal, probably one of his best games as a Knick, man. He was really good. Like, really good. And there was a time when I looked at the box score and he only attempted like 2 or 3 shots. And I'm like, this happens way too often. Like, this happens way too often. He finished with 17 field goal attempts. But he's the most efficient Knick on the team. I would like to see the offense run through him more. Get him more looks. Be selfish. And he's just been so good for this team. And you lost to a Celtics team who, quite frankly, they're playing really well. Yeah, they've been playing really well. I believe they're 8-2 in their last 10. And the Knicks just couldn't guard Jaylen Brown tonight. He was killing him. 42 points, 16-24. You missed OG, the bigger body, and Jaylen Brown, but, it was that 42-point performance from Jaylen Brown, and he killed the Knicks. Killed him. Tony says Mikal Bridges can score like this every game. I said before that this isn't his role on the team. What's going on, Tony? Appreciate you in the chat. Eddie says JB is just selfish. Strong words, Eddie. Strong words, Eddie. Size 9, yeah. That's when I looked at the box score and I saw Mikal Bridges had like 3 or 4 shot attempts. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But. And with Cat, right, it's like you look at the box score of Karl-Anthony Towns and he gives you 29 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Super talented player. Really gifted player offensively. But in that second quarter, like I even tweeted this on the Knicks Nation page on X. Like it's sequences like what he had in the second quarter that make me like want to pull my hair out with him. Like it just makes me second guess everything. Like it just makes me, quite frankly, want to trade him. Like I don't want to get to that point, but in the moment, like I'm telling you guys my feelings in the moment as I'm watching the game. Obviously I don't want to just trade him on a whim, but it's just like he's so gifted. Like 29, 7, 2 assists, 2 of 5 from 3. Finally got his shot going, and many of you are probably like, "What are you talking about? You're crazy." But that really kind of like shifted the game. Like that really kind of shifted the game in that second quarter, where he did a dumb foul and didn't run back in that and on defense. Then he trips Jaylen Brown. I don't know what goes on in his mind sometimes. I wish I did. But like I said, Cat, super gifted. Love the player. Love the human. But it's just too much. Like, it just happens way too often where dumb plays, dumb fouls. And when I tell you that it can affect the game, when it can affect the flow of the game, because the Knicks were rolling in the first, and it was in that second where Celtics flipped on a dime. So, but here we are. Knicks lose 117-123. They fall to 13-7 on the season. Unfortunately, they cannot get it done down in Boston. Almost had an 18-point comeback in that fourth quarter. I really thought they were going to do it again. Mikal Bridges, incredible game. 4-point swing, and the Knicks cut it to 6, Cat and 1 with the dunk. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's the thing with Cat. Is sometimes he's dominant, and sometimes he's like dumb dominant. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I know you guys are like agreeing with me in the chat, and if you guys are not, please, combat your thoughts in the chat. But maybe Cat's basketball IQ needs to improve. It's year 10, right? It's year 10 for him. This is who he is. Woody says Towns' mind wasn't in the game, from Woody. Size 9 says, yeah, Cat was bad in that first half. Yeah. Bad to the point where Mike Brown sat him. He sat him the entire second. And Mitch was out there. That's when they were doing the hack of Mitch stuff. So, Woody says, what's going on with Towns? 2 bad games back-to-back. That's rare. You see the thing of Esquire. Yes, get them likes up. Appreciate you in the chat, Esquire. The thing with Cat is we say 2 bad games back-to-back, right? The last game was like, whatever, like 29 point. Like, the thing about Cat that's so frustrating to me is that he actually had a good game, but it's just stretches where he plays dumb. Like, I don't know what goes on in his mind. I don't. That second quarter was big, man. And then you look at the box score. Last game he had the highest, the highest scoring on the team. And then tonight, 29. You look at the box score, it's 29-7-2. Super talented player, but I don't know if we can afford these lapses. Like, we've seen this happen a few times in the playoffs, right? I don't know. Like, I don't. Front office has a decision to make regarding Cat, right? But we'll get there. I don't want to talk about trades yet, but we'll get there. L Figgy says, I miss OG. I miss OG and Anobi too. Esquire says, Yabu is pure cheeks and he's not very good at basketball. Yabu had a wide open 3 that he missed. Really wanted him to convert. Did like the aggressiveness, got to the rim, but unfortunately, the bench was bad. Clarkson got to start making his open 3s. 1 of 3 tonight. I think 2 of those were wide open. Just make them. Just make them. The length was bothering them. Kolek, I thought pretty good stretch for Tyler Kolek. 4 points, 3 assists. I actually thought he played really good on the defensive end. It was a time where he got switched up with Jaylen Brown, and I actually thought he played pretty decent. It's just a size advantage at that point. Dierwalder got in there for a defensive possession. Mitchell Robinson, 16 minutes, 5 rebounds, was really taking out the game and 4 offensive rebounds. The hack and Mitch stuff, Celtics did it last year in the playoffs, and it kind of worked for them. And they did it tonight, and it kind of, I know Mitchell Robinson was 1 of 4 from the line, and then it actually bit the Celtics in the ass when they, fouled Mitchell Robinson under 2 minutes, and the Knicks got an extra possession there. But it's still, December. And what we're starting to see from this Knicks team is some consistency from the offense. We're starting to see Mikal Bridges turn into an absolute he's playing like an all-star. He's playing like an all-NBA player this year, defensively and offensively. Both sides of the ball. 35 on 8 of 12 from 3 and 12 of 17 from the field is absurd. It's absurd. And in a night where you thought you would rely on your captain, I just thought he forced it a little bit in the fourth quarter. He was trying to get himself going, and 9 times out of 10, he does get himself going, right? So, but he just was bad tonight for the Knicks, especially the last 2 minutes where he just decided to play hero ball a little bit when Mikal was scorching hot. And I just think that was the game right there. Hart, another, Josh Hart game, 4-7 from 3. But most of this production was like in the first quarter, right? First quarter, Deuce, 2 threes. First quarter, Josh Hart, I believe he had 3 of those threes in the first quarter. Most of this production was in the first. And then the bench just gave them nothing. So, and then the offensive rebounds killed this Knicks team, yet they matched them with 11. The Celtics did, right? Look, 11 offensive rebounds. Josh Minot, 3. Jordan Walsh, 4. That was a game. The crashing of the boards from the Boston Celtics, killing the Knicks at their own game. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Simon says, today we can only blame JB and credit their JB. Can't put that on Cat. Yeah, look, well said. I'm just pointing out the sequence from Karl-Anthony Towns in the second quarter. I thought it had to be said. It had to be said. Because that really got me upset. Right? And look, another hot start, man. The Knicks held the Celtics, get this, to their lowest scoring quarter of the season in that first quarter. And then the Celtics were still able to drop 123 points. The defense unraveled. The defense unraveled for the team. 12-0 run from the Celtics in the second quarter to get back in the game. And that's why I'm bringing up the Karl-Anthony Towns dumbness. Because that's what got them back in the game. Right? That's what got them back in the game. That's why I'm bringing it up. Not saying it's on Cat. Not saying it's on Cat. I'm just saying that's what got them back in the game. So, it happens. It's one of those games, yo. One of those games. Jerome says, can't really blame JB. He was the clutch player of the year, and this is the first time in 4 years that the offense doesn't need to involve him dribble. Yeah, look, it happens. Like, it happened. One of those games where our captain didn't have it, right? And we move on to the next one. I trust Jalen Brunson 10 times out of 10 in the fourth quarter. Like, I trust him wholeheartedly, right? But, we analyze and dissect this game by game. It's a post game. So I just, Mikal Bridges was rolling there in that fourth quarter, man. He was on fire. He was on fire. And, it's a tough loss in Boston. It's a tough loss. But on to the next, right? On to the next. Appreciate you guys in the chat. El Figgy says, I'm sorry, but I don't know why everyone was so in love with Yabu when we signed him. He was horrible when we played the Sixers last year. I'm a part of that, El Figgy. I love the signing. I love the 38% three-point shooter. And the skepticism around his shot was that it was only for 1 year. He only shot 38% for 1 year. Was it a one-off? Who knows? But he played like that overseas in the Olympics. He played aggressive. The guy who dunked on LeBron, right? He has been trending up. I want to give him his due. Last game was the best game of the season for him. Want to give him his due. Just a bad game from the bench, right? I don't want to just point fingers tonight. Just a bad game from the bench. 4 points from Clarkson. And 4 points from Kolek. And that was it. 1 point from Yabu. 1 point from Mitch. But when OG Anunoby comes back, and he's going to come back soon, can you take Josh Hart out the lineup? Like, I actually like the starting lineup. Like, they started really good tonight. Like, Deuce was awesome. Hart was awesome. Deuce is going to go back to the bench. I don't think you could put Josh Hart back on the bench. I don't. I think you got to leave him in there. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Knicks lose 117 to 123. I see Yuri in the Discord waiting. I was on the live during the game. Knicks clawed all the way back. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get the job done. Shout out to Mikal Bridges. A Hercules performance that just a couple of more shots. And I just think, this game has a different story, different ending to the story. But unfortunately, our 4-game winning streak comes to an end. And it just stings losing to Boston. But it is what it is. I mean, Brunson, I'm sure he's going to own it. Like, I don't have to, tell you guys Jalen Brunson had a bad game. I'm sure he's going to be the first time. He's going to be the first person in the post game saying that I played terrible tonight and I lost us this game. I guarantee it. And that's what captains do. He's going to own it, and we move on to the next one, But, I really wanted this one. I really did. I really wanted this damn game. Knicks are now 13-7 in the East. They are 4th in the Eastern Conference. They are 10-1 at home and 3-6 on the road. That has to change, right? What happened to the Road Warriors? I missed that. 3-6 on the road, not great. Not great, Bob. I called for a 7-game winning streak, and here we are. We won 4 straight. We lost at Boston. Now we have 2 winnable games coming up, right? We have the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, back-to-back, right? Short flight. They should get home at 12:31. They should be in their bed by 1:32. They play tomorrow. Back-to-backs are always tough. Then you got the Jazz, and then you got the Magic. And then the Raptors for that play-in tournament stuff. So, not a daunting schedule, but I would like to see this basketball club win more on the road. Win more on the road. And the Celtics, say what you want, man. They're a scrappy bunch. They're down a ton of guys. Jaylen Brown, Hercules performance, and just one of those games where our captain in the end just couldn't pull through for us. Chris Gotti says also Precious played defense. Precious over Yabu. You guys really think Precious over Yabu? I can't really disagree with that point because Yabu's been really bad. Bad. But he has been trending up. But it has been a disappointment. It has been. It hasn't been consistent. That's the thing about Yabu. It just hasn't been consistent. And when you're trying to win an NBA championship, yeah, look, yes. Woody says 1,000%. Woody says yes. Grilled Mouse says Precious actually did something. Hey, man, I tell you what, $6 million a year with a player option next year. If this continues for Yabu, I would be highly surprised if he's on the Knicks past December 15th. But we'll see. We'll see. New system, new coach, yada, yada, yada. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but Precious, yeah. I don't even think Precious is in the league anymore. Didn't the Kings sign him? Did they release him? Is he a free agent? But Yabu has to lose weight. Last game was a good step in the right direction for Yabu, but I need to see more consistency from him. I need to see more consistency from that. And at the end of the day, that's what I keep going back to. It's we're built to win a championship. That was the motto coming into the season. People call it championship or bust for this Knicks team. I don't think that's fair. I would say get to the finals and we'll see. because OKC, nobody's beating them, I think. But I think about, like, is this team going to take us to the promised land? Like, is this the team that's going to win an NBA championship? That's all I'm thinking about. Like, I know we lost tonight. We're like, in the whole grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But is this team going to win us a championship? This current Knicks team, with the bench being the bench. Now, again, Deuce McBride will be going back to the bench. Josh Hart, I don't know, will be staying in the starting lineup. The minute restriction on Mitchell Robinson, in the minutes that he's out there, he's dominant. But you're starting to see teams attack him one-on-one, and I've been noticing that a lot. They're starting to get Mitchell Robinson on the island. We saw it a lot tonight with Jaylen Brown. Got to, work on his lateral quickness. He's getting beat. I don't know, but we're missing guys. Like, we're missing Shamit, we're missing OG. And we still were playing well, but anytime I see Cat doing his dumb stuff, it gets me upset, man. It gets me upset. It does. It gets me, like, thinking, like, is this the guy that's gonna win us a championship? Can we win a championship with Karl-Anthony Towns? Can we? We have a great team, but in a big spot, like in the finals versus OKC. Like, I don't know. I guess what's clouding my mind right now is there is a guy in Milwaukee that will probably ask out. And that's in the back of my mind. Being honest with you guys. That's been in the back of my mind. And I shouldn't get to that point, but sometimes I do. Woody says Precious has bigger coverage. Grilled Mouse says once we get Giannis, we'll be straight. El Figgy says Clarkson has to get out of his slump. Hopefully Landry will be back soon. I want to see how Porty step it up. El Figgy, I don't know about how Porty. He hasn't played. And when he has played, he's been a disappointment, El Figgy. Let's call it like it is. It's been a disappointment. Let's get Yuri in here. I'm upset. Yuri and say Quizzy in the chat. Let's get to Yuri. Yuri, what's going on? Appreciate you in the Discord.
Mikal game. That's all I'm going to say straight up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not worried about this loss. Okay, fine, you lost. Move on. Next one. So in December. But I was watching NBC tonight, right? Oh, you're watching NBC with Reggie Miller. I really don't care. Reggie brought up a good point. If you want to make the playoffs a deep run, you need to build good habits. And he called out Cat for the stupid fouls when he said that. And Ant, sometimes I question, like, I might be a Towns guy, but I have to question sometimes, is he a championship player? Sometimes. I question
it. That's the thing with Cat. Sometimes. It's not all the time.
Not all the time, because I know he can do it. Sometimes, like games like tonight, where he sucks in the first half, in that second quarter, then he comes out swinging in the second half. I'm like, are you a championship player, or is this who you are? Yeah. One of the friends I talked to who was in Minnesota, some of the fans were glad they traded Cat because they didn't have to deal with that contract. And they feel like Cat's game's falling off significantly.
I don't think it's fallen off. Look, he's still a really good player. He's shooting percentage is low this year. Knicks didn't extend him, by the way.
I know, that's the one I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And especially with Giannis taking everything off Bucks related on social media. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist here. Come on, bro.
Yuri, I've been saying, look, if the New York Knicks can get Giannis, you got to get Giannis.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to get Giannis. But we'll see.
We'll see. Listen, I'm not worried about this loss. I'm not going to overreact. We got a back-to-back tomorrow. It's against the Hornets. I normally would say I'm okay with the Knicks since they're at home, but they're going to be tired, Ant. I don't know how I'm gonna like that
Yeah,
game.
big bench game tomorrow. So I hope the guys are I guess
Ready.
ready. Um, Short
And
flight
Mitch
though.
to
You know,
play today, so
Boston,
I
New
don't even know
York.
if Mitch is gonna play. That's another thing.
Yeah,
But I'm sorry, and I gotta blame this game on JB. Hero ball in 2 minutes?
yeah,
Really?
rough, rough.
And he tried to snap himself out of funk. It just wasn't his night.
There was a
And
shot where he forced. I think it was like 159 remaining. He forced it, and it was just. I think that was the
the
final
game.
nail in the coffin where he forced it, and Mikal was rolling. Mikal couldn't miss. Mikal couldn't miss, and then Brunson just kept forcing. I'm like, yeah, that was the game, and it sucks
Uh,
because you rely on him. He that's him, Captain Clutch. But I think tonight he should have. I haven't seen him talk yet, but I think he'll probably own it. But it's one game.
right. Listen, I'm not worried about it. You got a back-to-back tomorrow. I
Yeah,
hope they win tomorrow, just to get this monkey off their back. And we need a decent road win. I'm worried about the road. We used to be a road team under Tom Thibodeau. Now Tibbs is gone. It's like, is this who we really are on the road? We defend at home, but we can't win on the road. I'm sure it balances itself out as time goes on,
yeah, it will.
right? But I'm glad we got home court. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we're a third quarter team now. But now we traded third quarters in, become a third quarter team for now a second quarter game. Come on,
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's weird.
it's
You have this
super
amazing
weird.
first quarter, and everyone's like on cloud nine after the first quarter, and then boom, second quarter. You know,
You give credit to Joe Mazzulla. He made the adjustments, played the next physically. You know, and another thing, they gotta stop complaining to the refs. They do it at times, and it takes them out of the game.
there was a play where Karl Anthony Towns was complaining to the ref, and I'll put it in the chat right here in the second quarter. Um, and Mikal Bridges just looked at Cat and said, "Get back, get back."
That's what I'm worried about. Shit like that. That's what I'm worried about.
Here's a play. Put it in the chat. But yeah, second quarter. This was all. This is why, like, I know Cat had a good game, and he had a really good game. But wait, no, this is the Jalen Brunson play. But yeah,
But you
what
can't
else
if
you
you.
got, Yuri?
But the good games you have to translate in wins. This did not translate into win, and at all.
Yeah,
They're down by 6, yeah, but I wanted to win tonight.
I wanted to win too. Like, I wanted to win desperately, Yuri. Yuri, appreciate the call. Let me get to say Quizzy.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate the call, say Yuri. Say Quizzy, what's going on? Appreciate you. As always, hope all is well. Knicks lose 117, 128. Yuri.
Tough L. To start this game, we was on fire.
Yeah,
I wish we would have kept it going, but that second quarter, what happened? Like,
rough, rough.
I understand Cat had a good game, but he gotta stop looking for calls. Go up strong and try to make your shot. Stop dropping the ball to look for a call. Because I feel like, yeah, he got fouled some of those plays, but I feel like a lot he was flopping and just losing the ball just to see if the ref's going to call it. That's what I didn't like. You
Yep.
kept dropping the ball, turning it over, and then not running back. Then it's like, come on. Like, to me, that was the only problem I had because that started the 12-0 run with Boston. It was
That's what
just
I
like
said.
cat plays, looking for calls. And then, yeah, they came back. And then Brunson, he had a bad game too. Like, I believe it was like probably like 4 minutes in the fourth when he took like a three and it was like really off. I think at that point,
Yep.
he should have been like, I'm going to look for Bridges now. I'm
Yeah.
going to try to use my ball handling. Just knowing I'm Brunson, I could get somebody open. That's what I was hoping for. But it was just like a lot of forcing. Like, I'm watching the TV screaming. I'm like, give 25 the ball. He's
I'm
on
screaming
one.
it.
Let him shoot.
I'm screaming it. I kept screaming it. Give Mikal the damn ball. I know exactly what play you're talking about. Brunson was off with that three. After that, he
Yeah,
should have just been like, all right, it's not my
yeah.
night.
Once I seen that three, I was like, yeah, because he had space, and that's a shot he usually make. But I'm like, that was off. Like, it's time to use your ball handling. Just knowing you Brunson, somebody's going to help, and somebody's going to get open. And the person that should have been getting the ball is 25. He was on one. And then even like Deuce, like I feel like after that first quarter, I think Deuce had like 9 points, and I ain't see him that much. I feel like I ain't noticed him on the court. Like he got out really quick.
I'm trying to pull up Deuce's shots after the first quarter, but they got away from the last game. He had 4 threes in the first quarter. Tonight he had 2 threes in the first quarter. Ghost after that.
Yeah, I feel like they should have had more plays for Deuce because his shots been falling. And then like when it was like 3 minutes left, we doing this double team on Brown, leaving people wide open for the three. I'm like, what are we doing? And then we leave them open just for this ball-headed Mr. Clean guy to get the board and do a putback. Like, what? How you leave somebody open for a three and still can't box out?
Oh my god, bald-headed Mr. Clean. Why you gotta do it doing like that?
Okay, I'm a little salty because I don't like Boston, so I'm roasting everybody on there. We got Brown hair fading away, but hopefully we can get a decent win on the road. Like we ain't gonna be playing the Nets and the bottom teams forever on the road. We got to get a decent win. But that's all I really got to say.
Say Quizzy, appreciate the call. Really good stuff as always. Always welcome to call in. Appreciate the calls tonight. You guys can call in. Knicks Nation Discord link is in the description. Bald-headed Mr. Clean. He was killing the Knicks. He was killing the Knicks on the boards, and that's what changed the game for them. Crashing the boards, offensive glass. Knicks just couldn't box out. There was a play where Karl-Anthony Towns just was lazy and didn't grab a rebound. Again, this is not me pointing the finger at Cat. I'm just pointing out plays. So, yeah, appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, appreciate the calls. As always, Knicks lose 117-123. El Figure says if AD had hit the court as hard as Cat hit in the first quarter, he would have been carried out in a stretcher. El Figure, you saw AD last night? Pretty good. Let's pull up the Knicks schedule. I'm not calling for that trade, by the way. I'm just saying. He's a pretty good player. Really good player when healthy on the basketball court. And the problem is that he's never healthy on the basketball court. Buzzer Beater, what's going on, says Celtics gave us every opportunity to win. Agree with that statement. So here we go. The standings right now. Knicks have been hovering around. They were number 2 in the East, and now they're number 4. Right? What's our best win on the road this year? Was it the Dallas one? And I wouldn't even call that that was a game we should have won. But that was even down to the wire. And that's when we got smoked by the Magic the next game. And everyone thought the sky was falling. We don't have a significant win on the road yet. Brooklyn Charlotte, I don't care about them. You know, we got the Raptors on December 9th coming up on the road. Hopefully OG's back. Yeah, we need a marquee road win. You know, tonight was right there, man. That's what makes it so frustrating. Tonight was right there. El Figgy says, I bet Precious would have done a better job defending Walsh and Hauser than Yabu did. Yeah, look, if Yabu Sel is going to continue to be inconsistent, he is going to continue to get blame. He is going to continue to get the slings and arrows. He just needs to put it together consistently, you know. And the problem is he hasn't put together a consistent stretch. Now, prior to tonight, he has been trending up. You know, played him more tonight. Just, you know, I don't know. It's like one of these nights where our captain doesn't have it. Bridges was awesome. Cat was, you know, feeling it there in that fourth quarter. Finally gets his 3 ball to go. Like, Josh Hart was awesome in the first quarter. It was pretty good. I mean, pretty good Josh Hart game. Deuce was awesome in the first quarter. After that, it just was like Bridges and Cat. after that. And Brunson forcing it a little. Simon says, to be fair, the refs call everything against Cat, but won't give him the calls on the other end. That's the frustrating thing. He was getting whacked tonight, but there was a play in the second where he just lost the ball looking for the foul. Like, don't look for the call. Don't just continue to look for the call and look at the ref. You know that's a problem with the Knicks and Cat and Mike Brown has even spoken about it. We have to stop complaining to referees. Have to. What good is to make you? Like, they didn't call it, get back on defense. Chris Gotti says Knicks wore the black jerseys tonight because they didn't want any Jaylen Brown hair stains. I saw that on X running around. That's a funny statement. But look, you got Charlotte and Utah coming up, guys. There should be no reason why you're not 15-7 heading into the Magic game on next Sunday, right? So, sky isn't falling. There should be no reason why you're not 15-7 heading into that game. And then hopefully versus that Magic game on Sunday, we get OG back. I'm hoping, because I do miss OG a lot, or either for that Toronto game. But yes, unfortunately, the Knicks lost tonight. Bridges was awesome. Captain wasn't awesome. And we just have to move on, and hopefully we can win tomorrow. Back-to-back game tomorrow, and we just move on. I'm trying to see if Jalen Brunson has spoken yet. Let me take off this game stat. Mike Brown on Jalen Brunson's struggles. I felt he got normal looks. He's got to keep shooting and get to his spots. I thought he took good threes too. They just don't go. They just didn't go in. Oh, you guys can't see this. Yeah. Just missed it. Just missed them and forced it. Happens. Brown said at this point in the year, he wants Mitch to work through his free throw shooting, but said he's also not opposed to making a change if they need to. This is what Mitch got to do? Underhanded, Mitch. Let's just try it. Why not? Why not? Bronson hasn't spoken yet. There we go. I miss him. Yeah, we just couldn't put up timely stops. Exactly. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow. Knicks have a back-to-back, so make sure you hop on the live stream tomorrow as well. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, have a great night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang! Jalen Brunson does it again!